All right, so I'd like to welcome the parents of the class of 2017. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. We know that, yeah, you say 2017, you kind of get that funny little giggle. But yes, it is a wonderful time, and we're happy to have everyone come here. And this is a portion of our articulation process, and we're happy to have everyone, even with this inclement weather, you guys, we still got a wonderful turnout, so we're very happy with that. Many people in the auditorium that we would like to introduce. My name is Mr. Articulation. I am the articulating assistant principal. I will be the assistant principal for your sons and daughters, and I will be, from the first day they walk into IS7 to when I hand them their diploma, I will be with them, and I'm supporting them throughout the 3 years. With that, we have our principal, Dr. DeRosa. We have our 6th grade guidance counselor. He will be the articulated guidance counselor for next year for your children, Mr. Frank Velez. All right. He gets the applause. What's that? And we have our current 8th grade assistant, 8th grade dean, Mr. Scheiber. And in the back, he's hard at work in the back over there with the sweatshirt, is Mr. Perella. He's going to be your children. He will be your children's 6th grade dean. He will deal with all discipline ends, and he's the guy that you don't want to know, all right, your children, all right? You don't want that phone call from Mr. Perella. And Ms. Testa. Ms. Testa will be next year's 8th grade assistant principal, and right now is our 7th grade assistant principal. Got fans out there. So we're going to just go through a very quick PowerPoint. Actually, another staff member that we have here is kind of behind the scenes, is Mr. DeFiglia. He is our media teacher. He's one of our arts and technology department, and currently right now I feel like we're in a big press conference where it's being taped, and it will be posted on the website. So anything that we go over and you want to see again, or any parents that were not here, please direct them to the website, and there will be a link for them to access this. All right? So we're going to get started right away. We're actually going to go into a topic that we'll be discussing this year, and we're looking to implement next year. And we're going to have Dr. DeRosa present for us, and we'll go from there. So Dr. DeRosa, thank you. Sorry?
How many people are brand new to IS7? Wow! That's a lot, right? As the years go on, the families keep repeating, because we're very happy to keep having children, so hopefully we'll see you years and years from now again. Those of you who know IS7 know we're very traditional, very standardized, very, I would say, academically elite school. But we're also, in some ways, a little bit of like a rebel riser, where we do things that other schools don't do, like we go to Europe, and we go to California and do crazy things like that. We go to Broadway in the snowstorm, we're going there now. So we do things a little bit differently. So one of the things that we're discussing is the dress code at IS7. Now, I feel as a middle school principal that there's a lot of stress on these kids to be better than other kids amongst themselves, to have fancier clothes. I've been here 11 years. My first year, I did away with pocketbooks because it was who has a real Fendi, who has a fake Fendi. Looking at the seams to make sure that they were real. The competition with pocketbooks for 11-year-olds was just ridiculous. But then I got rid of limos, because then it was the prom, the senior dance, who had the fancier car, so we had to get rid of that. So as I keep plugging away and years go by, I'm starting in with the dress code. Notice anything about all of us? Anybody? Black and gray. Black and gray, right? We're all the same color. Miss Tester and I are in the same color, but we're not in the same exact outfit, if you want to say. If you look at Mr. Perella and Mr. Scheiber, they both have the school logo, but it's different shirts. Mr. Velez doesn't, and Mr. Articulation is also in the colors, but doesn't have the school logo. Now, we first started researching uniforms. I'm not not too crazy about the idea of uniforms, but I do like the idea of standardizing a dress code. So what we did is, there's 8 different reasons that we came up with why it's a good idea to standardize a dress code. It builds school spirit, and this is just what research shows. It promotes a safe and healthy learning environment. It increases academic achievement. Now, wearing the same thing does not increase academic achievement per se, but research shows that the kids focus less on what they're wearing than the child next to them, so they concentrate more on academics. It encourages individual self-expression, and the reason why I think, when I first read that, I said, self-expression, they all look the same, how is that self-expression? The research shows that kids look for other ways to express themselves, like through the arts or different sports and things like that. It definitely has a positive effect on students and teachers, makes the mornings easier for you at home, and it's less expensive overall, and it also helps with school discipline. One of the art issues that we have here at IS7, it's not really an issue, it happens more like on parent-teacher conferences, but it does happen periodically. We'll get kids from the high school come into our building, and we recognize them because they went here. So you see them and you're like, did that kid graduate or is that kid in 8th grade? When everyone looks the same, the person would stick out immediately. So what we're thinking here, what we did this year at IS7, is on Thursdays, we implemented a dress code for our staff. So not all of our staff, but a lot of our staff wears gray and black on Thursdays, and they love it. They're asking me if they could do it every day. I'm like, you can dress however you want every day, but it's just, they always know on Thursdays what to put on. So what we're thinking for next year is to implement a dress code for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for IS7. We were thinking of doing khaki and black for the spring and the fall, and black and gray for the winter. Now, one of the things with the self-expression, I don't know if you've noticed, some of our kids will walk around IS7 and we're so strict and so rigid in certain ways, and they'll have purple hair. I don't have a problem with purple hair. And my teachers will say to me, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, I'm not going to do anything about it. Because I do think kids need to express themselves. And I think if you take all of those little things, they want an earring in their nose, they have an earring in their nose, you know, I'm not losing sleep over it. If that's what makes the kid feel good about themselves, I'm fine with that. Because I'd rather not stifle them and then take out that self-expression somewhere else. So when we started talking about uniforms, this is one of the things that bothered me. I want kids to be able to be kids. So we thought that if we allowed them to wear whatever they wanted within the colors, they could still be kids. It's going to stop all that designer and that fancy stuff, because they're not necessarily going to be able to get designer wear gray and black and everything they wear. We thought if they wanted to wear a sweatshirt with a hoodie and it's black, so what? Let them wear it. If they want to wear a sweater, if they want to wear a pullover, whatever they want to wear, as long as they stay within the colors. We thought that we would ask for everyone to have one button-down shirt with the school logo on it, and that we would use for special assemblies, for participation contests, things where we want the kids to be a little bit more dressed. So we're going to give out. You want to give it out now? They have it. You have a little survey with you, and it has about 3 questions. One would be, would you support if we implemented a dress code? And there's 2 other questions on your feelings about it. They're just yes and no. If you wouldn't mind to fill it out, we want to get a good idea. We don't want to just put something out and you don't think it's a good idea and then it doesn't work anyway. So if we did do it, we're going to do it for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So if you have other students, other children in the other grades, it would be for everyone. Somebody said to us, well, why don't you try it with maybe the 6th and 7th and let the 8th graders have their freedom. And of course I went into my research, and what winds up happening in a situation like that, sometimes it almost promotes, and I'm hesitant to say this, but almost like a bullying atmosphere. Because the 8th graders like, look at you, little 6th, 7th graders in a little uniform, and it actually causes an uncomfortable feeling within the building. So it would be for the whole entire grade, and it would just be colors. Khaki and black in the spring and the fall, and the black and the gray in the winter, and we would ask for one dress-down, button-down shirt. Somebody have a question?
Is the shoes for
whatever they want, whatever they're comfortable with. And, you know, a few years ago, we used to not let them wear flip-flops, and that was another argument. And the reason why we didn't let them wear flip-flops is because they could fall down the stairs. And I said, come on. Hopefully, at 11 years old, they know how to walk down the stairs. Let them wear their flip-flops if they want to wear their flip-flops. So I do want to give them that freedom, but I do believe, like, when we have days, when we have the pictures, the kids are so good. They're so proud of themselves. They all look the same. They all got their black and their white on, or whatever they're wearing. And it just promotes a different atmosphere within the building. It's much more academic. It's much more go I to 7. It's much more togetherness. And that's what we want. And we also want to stop the competition between who's wearing what. And it will be easier for you in the morning and less money overall. Because we're not saying go buy a $60 pair of pants at Land's End. You can buy whatever pants that you want. Like the Gap, Old Navy, they're all selling the colors of uniforms. Okay, so fill it out and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. So your feedback is much appreciated. So we'll be looking at that data and it will be adding to the implementation for next year. So we definitely thank you. We just had one other person that was going to speak. Actually, we wanted to thank the PTA representatives that came today. Ms. Christine Zoll, our PTA president, she was the one who coordinated that. We have a few PTA reps that are in the back that are selling the sweatshirts. So they also did come out, and we appreciate that. Another person that was up at the sign-in was Ms. Barbara Zremba. She's our parent coordinator, and you will be in contact with her multiple times. Any questions, concerns, either please feel free to reach out to her prior to during the articulation process, and or myself. Definitely feel free. Any questions or anything of that nature, we definitely want to support you guys and make it a smooth transition into your junior high school year. So Ms. Zoll actually just wanted to speak a few minutes in regards to some PTA things.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. When you came into the back, we handed out a willingness to serve at the PTA. I just wanted to welcome you into the school. I have a son that is now a junior in high school, and I have an 8th grader who's graduating. And I think everybody's tired of hearing this, but I say it all the time. It takes a village to raise a child, and I really do believe that. And I believe filling out a willingness to serve and getting involved in your child's school, especially I-7, which I'm very, very proud of. The staff here is amazing, they work really well, but also the parents. And the cooperation between the staff and the administration and the parents really does promote a wonderful school environment. So if you would just fill this out, if you're interested in helping out, it's a lot less pressure. Anybody that's coming from a grammar school, you know it's very involved in the grammar schools. It's a little bit more laid off. ISF does a great job of maturing our children and getting them ready for high school, so they really do sort of, they take care of the kids and they let the kids take a lot of responsibility for what they do. But we do need parents' help, and that's, you know, functions like this, welcoming new parents coming into the school, and we have wonderful concerts and several other, you know, fundraising functions to keep our school working well. So we do ask that parents do try to get involved. The kids do like it, contrary to what you might believe. They do really, you know, they'll say, oh, I don't want my mom there, but they do. They get excited sometimes when they see the moms and the dads. Because a lot of times we have things where we have heavy lifting, so we do need dad's help. And again, you're not signing life away. We just, sometimes we need you for an hour every couple of months. So I would really appreciate it if you would come and join us, because it's a really nice group and you'll love working with the administration. And I want to wish all your kids the best, because it really is a great school. Thanks.
Yeah, the PTA at IS7 is phenomenal. They, you know, at a drop of a hat, we have 20 billion volunteers that come up, and it's all facilitated by our officers. Just look at, as Ms. Old was talking, I was looking around and seeing the generations of former alumni and stuff that we have, and the next younger siblings that are coming in, and it's good to see. So we definitely like that. So now we're going to be getting into the articulation process, the pretty much nuts and bolts of what you will be expecting, your sons and daughters will be expecting the first day of school, and then we'll also go into the ins and outs of every little detail that a sixth grade entails, and also the transition into junior high school. So our first one that we have is obviously a typical day as a sixth grader. That first day that they walk in, I don't know who has more butterflies, the parents or the students. So please, 110% have no concerns. You are sending them to an extremely safe place. IS7, you can speak to any of our parents, any of our staff members, is 100% safe. Discipline is highly looked upon, and everyone is held accountable, and everything is addressed. The administration at IS7, assistant principals, deans, guidance counselors, we take pride in addressing everything. So if it's something that is a minor thing to a very big thing, we address it with the exact same way. So please know that. So that first day, your sons and daughters will be walking in, and the second they come off the school bus, they will be supervised. They will be instructed on where to go, from paraprofessional staff members to upperclassmen. They will be instructed to go to the gymnasium. That is our lineup area for the 6th grade. The 6th grade will, in the first day, they're going to just come and sit down. It is a silent AM lineup. They're going to be reading independent reading books, and they will just be getting ready for the day, getting that academic frame of mind, and either if it's reading independently and/or maybe reviewing for a test, studying, or something of that nature. But everything in the morning when they come in. The building opens at 7:10, and depending if they are dropped off by the school bus, a city bus, and/or being dropped off by parents or guardians or carpools, they will all be directed to the student gymnasium. And with that, Mr. Perella runs our AM lineup. When we do give out our classes, they will go into the next day and the days in the past, days going up to the last day of school, they will go in and they will line up by class, and they will read independently. All right, so it's a very, very good thing. At that point, right before the bell rings for first period, we will make minor grade announcements, maybe important information that they need to know, and they will be dismissed to class. The first day of class, all the 6th grade teachers come down to the lineup area, and we call every student name by name, and we divvy them up into their programmed class. With that, as of July 1st, your sons and daughters will be transferred over into our ATS system, and that second, our programmers are working, depending on if they have an IEP, depending if they are in the honor status, depending whatever classification they are working and programming your sons and daughters. So that first day, they will have a class for them, and it will be organized to a T. So we will call each student up by name, we will dismiss by class, and that teacher will escort them up to their first period class. Right off the bat, they're not going to be switching their classes. We want them to be comfortable. We want them to know the ins and outs. So when they get up into the, from the lineup area, they're going to have an organizational period that's going to go in the ins and outs of the ins and outs of every little detail. And actually, they're going to go over the emergency cards. They're going to be distributed, and they're going to be asked to give it out to them and have you fill them out, and then the next day bring them back. They're also going to get their program cards. They're going to get their class agendas. The program is actually a page in the class agendas, which is a vital part of organization here at IS7. Every student has a agenda, and it is a key. Even the staff members have it, and it is a key component to everyone's success here. And the teachers that will escort them up for period 1 will ask them to put their program or copy their program into that into the agenda book. There's actually a section for it, just so that they don't lose it and stuff like that. We will be with all of the students, myself, Mr. Velez, and Mr. Perella will be walking around, facilitating any questions or concerns that everyone have, but the teachers will be guiding them. But the couple things that they will be receiving is their agenda books, program cards, emergency contact cards. They will be also receiving a packet that has, saying that you reviewed the parent guide and all permission slips such as the HIV/AIDS sign-off sheets, photo permission slips, stuff of that nature. That will also be distributed. The first night, we do encourage everyone to go over it and bring it back the next day. It's a very important thing. Also, they will be verifying the bus stops and bus slots. The bus slots are on the perimeter of IS-7. We have over 31 bus slots, and they are, if you received in the articulation packet that I gave to your sons or daughters, if I went to their school already, with that. So they're on the perimeter of our building, and during PM dismissal, they will go, and the first couple days they will be escorted to those bus lots, so make sure that everyone gets home safe and sound and know what they're supposed to be. So that's the bus stop. The bus stops are obviously what you guys are used to in your elementary schools. So, we do encourage you the first day to get there early to your particular stop, and getting into a routine with the bus driver and when they do come. We do have estimated times of when that they are, but during that organizational period, during the first day, the teachers will go over that and verify that so that it comes to our bus person, and if there's any discrepancies, our parent coordinator will reach out to you and get that all squared away. Okay? And then also, we do not dismiss them into the day and just say, go, you guys do it. We have a scheduled tour that first, second, and third period teacher will take them around. Vital stuff that they need to know, where particular classes are on their program, where their arts and tech classes are, because that's a class that's on there, not on the third floor. Because the 99% of the classes that will be for 6th grade will be on the third floor. The 6th grade is on the third floor, the 7th grade is on the second floor, and the 8th grade is on the first floor. With that, 90 to 90% of their classes will be on the third floor. Arts and tech classes, cafeteria, and also the physical education will be off of their third floor. So they will go through the tour, where the bathrooms are, where the nurse's office, the library, all ins and outs that concerns that particular class. And at that point, period four is our lunch period. And all of the teachers that have taken all of the classes on separate tours will rendezvous back down to the cafeteria, and then we will go over cafeteria procedures. Our cafeteria is extremely structured. We have one aisle that goes toward the kitchen, outside aisles go away from the kitchen. The students are sitting, boys and girls separately. We have two sides, and with that, they sit from 6'1", closest to the kitchen, all the way going up to the window, which would be 6'13" or 6'12". It is an extremely structured cafeteria. Mr. Perella and all the other deans and assistant principals, we ask for their attention, and you can literally hear a pin drop. At any point in time, the cafeteria can be, the attention is immediate, all right? So please be aware of that. That's a very important thing. With that, students, the students will start getting a little bit more comfortable. So from period 6, we will have them go into passing, kind of get them a little bit used to the passing of going from class to class. So period 7 and period 8, we will have them go to their separate classes, and they will go into their period 7 and period 8 classes. Before they leave the cafeteria, please know that their programs will be out, their agenda books will be out, and before they leave the cafeteria, they will know where they're going. So have no concerns with that. We will make sure, okay? And if anyone is around, if anyone is, floating around and is lost, the adults that are in the building are supervising the hallways every single period, so please know that. They are hustling students along. It's a funny thing where if you go to different schools throughout Staten Island and Brooklyn and throughout New York City, they do hall sweeps. And at IS-7, we do hall sweeps, and the only people that are in the hallway are the dean, the assistant principal, and school safety. And that's been for many years. So we encourage it. There's 4 minutes of passing, and it is plenty of time for them to get from class to class. Okay? And then with that, from period 8, they will go to about middle of period 8, they will go down to the student cafeteria, and each class, they will walk around and be placed on their buses so they know where their bus slot is. This practice will also go on the next day, because we do have different buses on different days due to the extended day program, if that does affect you, okay? So this will be done multiple times to make your sons and daughters adjusted to this, where they went from maybe 6 to 8 buses, now they're going to 31 buses, and it's something that we will work them into and getting them into that routine. All right, so we'll go from that's the first day, and like I said, those first few days, the littlest of things, the littlest of anything, make sure that you are reaching out to myself, you are reaching out to Mr. Perella and to Mr. Velez. We are 100% going to, address any questions or concerns that you have. I know that I'm looking at right now, there are a lot of parents that deal with me currently this year. At the drop of a hat, I expect them to call, and I want them to, to reach out to me so that we can address little things here and there and stuff. Okay? So another little detail that we're going to be going into, the next slide, school hours. The doors open at 7:10 a.m. Breakfast and lineup area. There is breakfast provided every single day, and lineup areas in the gymnasium. The line, they read from 7:10 to 7:30. Lunchtime is at 10 a.m. The first dismissal, as of right now, for Tuesday and Wednesday, is at 1:50, and the second dismissal for the extended day program ends at 2:40 p.m. And that's right now Tuesday and Wednesday. Students that qualify for the extended day program, and if it is on their extended day, if it's on their program, they are expected to attend. It is not a punishment. It is a matter of a mandated amount of time that is given for students that received a 1 on their state exam. We have the ratio is no more than 10 students to a teacher. You have 30, actually we extended it to 40 minutes for that teacher, with that teacher to provide support in language arts and math. And it is a year-long practice that if your child, son or daughter fall into that category in their program, it is a matter of support for them. So it's a matter of if they receive a 1 on either or the ELA or math, that will be inputted into their program. And if they do not attend, it is a matter of that they will be held accountable for it. You will be contacted, and from there. Okay, so this year we've had no issues to any people. Just they attend our extended day program. It's a great beneficial thing. The teachers track the data of their students, and with that, if they're needing, they speak to the teachers on their regular day program. And we've actually programmed it the last couple of years where if their day math teacher, we link them up with their, during their extended day program, so the instruction just continues. And any questions or concerns that they have during their period class, they can also address it during their period 9 class also. So that's just if they receive the 1, okay? We have after-school programs here at IS7. We have the UAU program. As of this year, it goes from Monday through Friday, and it's from 2 to 4 p.m. Last few years, we've had the multicultural program, music program, and that is we zero in. Obviously, you guys, if you have not heard, please go onto our website. Our band program and chorus program is second to none on the island and in New York City. So at this time, we actually, this program is a free program that is offered and it pinpoints particular instruments such as percussion, such as jazz, such as strings, and other various areas of music, and it really strengthens the students, and we see the difference of the students in their performances. It's a phenomenal thing. So that's another free program that we have. And then our Champs program. That actually is a sports program that is offered by Ms. Torelli and Mr. DeTillo as of this year. And we have particular teams that we have. We have currently right now we have a track team that they run around the school. They do sprints, stuff of that nature. And it's a wonderful thing. Mr. DeTillo runs a softball program, a basketball program, and that's all seasonal. So they go outside, and that's something that they offer after school also. A typical day for the for 6th grade, they will receive a class schedule, a class program. They will have 2 periods of math, 2 periods of ELA, 1 period of social studies, 1 period of science, and that's 1 day. They get received 5 days a week. And arts and tech, they receive 4 periods a week, so it will be on their program 4 times a week. And phys ed, they will receive 2 periods a week. And computer and technology. Every 6th grade student will experience our state-of-the-art Mac lab that we've had for the last few years. We actually just don't say, hey, go surf the internet. We have a precise curriculum that we follow, and it actually trickles into all of the other subject classes. They learn PowerPoint, they learn Word, they learn Excel. Well, at least they thought they knew how to use it prior, but now with this, it is incorporated into it, and actually trickles into their science classes, it trickles into their language arts and other courses, so it's a wonderful thing. And for junior high schools on Staten Island, we have literally the biggest Mac computer lab on Staten Island, so it's a phenomenal resource, and we utilize it to the nth degree. So those are the courses that they will experience. The arts and tech classes that we have media, which you see Mr. DeFiglia doing right now. When we're done with this, Mr. DeFiglia's classes will go through and edit, and they will go and actually hopefully have some commentators, and they will go and just do the ins and outs of actual commercials. They go and they're doing a news program. We're going with the times, with the 21st century, and we're going into the motion of art, where we also now do just have an art class with Ms. Delarue, and we also have band, chorus, and drama and dance. So we have phenomenal arts and tech program. What's scary is I supervise them. I apologize for that. So wonderful. And with that, I sent out to your sons and daughters a survey, and on that is a particular are all of those options. As it is not, if they do put it down, they have choices. It is not a 100% guarantee that they will receive it, but it does guide our program. In years past, 99% of the time, we will see that first choice, but if there is 100 kids that want dance and there's only 33 slots, we do go accordingly and go try for their second choice or their second suggestions we look at, okay? So, very, very good stuff, and the students definitely enjoy that minor subject. As I said, the organization of the school is, we have our principal, Dr. LaRosa. We have one assistant principal per grade, and they go through the generations of the 3 grades. So as I am currently the 8th grade assistant principal, I will be going down to the 6th grade and meeting your sons and daughters. Ms. Tessa will be going into the 8th grade. Currently, she's the 7th grade. So we rotate amongst the grades. There is also 1 dean per grade. With that, they stay with the grades, and they are the expert of that grade. So any trips, any ins and outs, any activities, they know the ins and outs of that grade. And we feel that they are the expert of that age group. So we know that this is a tough time during the adolescent age, but with that, they are the experts on that. They will definitely guide your sons and daughters and hold them accountable, unfortunately, if they do the wrong thing, because that's what they're there for, and we want to make sure that discipline code is applied. But, like I said, we are a very, very safe and welcoming school with that. Also, we do have a guidance counselor that is with each grade. They also go with the grade. So currently, Mr. Velez is my 8th grade guidance counselor. He will also be making the turn, and he will be getting to know your sons and daughters. If there is a problem, if there's a concern, if there's anything, if whatever it is, either at home or at school, Mr. Velez is our go-to person that will speak with your child. Mr. Velez has mandated students that fulfill IEP mandates, but also he is touching in with students here and there. But he is there, and he makes himself very, 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 very accessible to all of the students. That is one thing that you're going to find out with myself, Mr. Velez, and Mr. Perella. The one thing is we're there even when the students don't want us to be. We're in their face from period 1 all the way to period 8, supporting them, because we want to make sure that they are getting the full potential of IS7. So we will be there for them. Okay? And then we also have a grade coordinator for each grade. That is one particular teacher that will work with all the trips, all the activities, and will support myself, Mr. Velez, and the grade dean. The 6th grade structure, I kind of went into the ins and outs of it, but the 6th grade is housed on the 3rd floor. The typical structure of a grade by class, there are approximately, depending on our enrollment, 12 general ed classes. 2 or 3 of those gen ed classes are ICT classes. 2 are honors, And the criteria to get into the honors program is getting a double 4 on their 5th grade exams. The 5th grade exams, because when I spoke to your sons and daughters during the student articulation, they were saying, no, the 4th grade exams. It is the 5th grade exams, the last data that we have, the most recent data that we have on them on a state level. And if we see that there is not a full class, we go from the top, the 4s, and then we go to the highest raw score, so to fill in those holes. So if they did not receive a double 4 on the on their state exam in 5th grade, if their raw score is to a high level, it could possibly get them into that criteria for the honors class. We also do provide 2 sets classes, one 12-to-1 class and one 12-1-1 class that is a bridge program between 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Students that have IEPs, as I went to your sons and daughters' schools, I had the head of the SAT team, Mr. Manny Giardina, come and speak to your sons and daughters' SAT teams. So if your child is a student that has an IEP, we are already in the mix of speaking with the school-based support team and all of the psychologists and IEP teachers in your schools. So please know that already Mr. Giardina and myself have sat down and we've looked over particular classifications for the students that are coming to us. One thing that I do highly recommend, and this is something with that transition into a new environment, all services are to be kept in place because since this is a new environment, we want to make that seamless transition into junior high school for students who have individual education plans. We want them to keep whatever services they have, and then in September, October, and November, myself, Mr. Giardina, the programmers, and all of the people on the SAT team will work with those IEPs to make sure that it is fitting the best need of your child. And we will, fit every mandate that is possible for the best, for the benefit of your sons and daughters. Okay? If anything, if there are any students who do have IEPs, parents and guardians, please feel free to reach out to me right from day one. I want to make sure that we're supporting your sons and daughters, and please make sure that if there is any mandates or anything of any sort, that we keep them, and then September, October, and November, we're going to take that IEP and we're going to work with it, making sure that it is fitting the adolescent child for that particular child. Okay? And then ICT classes are no different than any other classes. And that is something that, I know it is a double teacher. That is a particular teaching philosophy. You're seeing that more and more throughout the New York City Department of Education and also, nationwide. It is a style of teaching. In years past, we have the mandated students with IEPs in a class, but throughout all of the 12 classes or the 13 classes, there are students with IEPs. In this particular class, there are 2 teachers. That is the one style of teaching. We have made rotations with students that are in that class that are in the general education classification. And with that, the only real moves that we made in the last 2 years with my current grade is students that went into the Regents classes and actually went into the honors program. So it is a great program, and I know that there are some feeder schools that have been going out there and saying that if you're in it once, you're not to be in it again. It is as many times as it comes up on a program. So if that is a rumor that's going around, they could be in the ICT class or the SETS class or whatever IEP class that there are that they do provide, general education students, they are programmed in there. Okay, so and actually in years past we've actually had students that in the beginning they wanted to be out of the ICT class, and the first day of school we tried to accommodate them, and then day 2 parents and guardians called me and they said we want to go back in. So it's that kind of philosophy is a great support for everyone. All right. Arts and tech classes, I should have looked at this, 4 times a week. They receive media, art, chorus, dance, drama. This is a 3-year program, so if they make their, if they're placed into a particular arts and tech class, that's what they're going to be, staying with for the next 3 years. If it is, if it is a huge exception, there is, we see that it's not working out. We do make it on a case-by-case basis. But with that, we want them to explore in 6th grade. They're starting to get into that intermediate level in that particular competency with the arts of the arts, and then they master it in the 8th grade. So we want them to see that development in that particular course going up to that. And the surveys you guys received, your sons and daughters should have given to you. And in 6th grade, they do receive computers, but when they do become upperclassmen, they will receive a language other than English. Right now in the 7th grade, we provide sign language. We've had it for the last few years. It hit like wildfire. It is an awesome, Mr. Randazzo is our current sign language teacher. They are incorporated all throughout our programs that we have. Our first year during the holiday concert, they were actually signing while the chorus was singing. They've actually gone to some the Tribeca Film Festival or holiday opening concert for them, and they actually were signing for actually professional actors and singers, so it was a wonderful thing. And they actually reach out to the community. What was it? Last year we had Sean Forbes. He's actually a deaf promoting sign language, a deaf person that promotes sign language, and he's actually a Billboard rapper. So he came in. He actually reached out to us because he doesn't see so many sign language programs. He came to us. He performed for our entire 7th grade. It was a phenomenal thing. It was a great experience. And in 8th grade, depending on the license that we have for a particular teacher, what we can provide for the grade. Currently, right now, we have Italian. In years past, we've had French. And in other years past, we've had Spanish also. We have multiple honor societies. Where in other junior high schools, they only have Artister. It would only be in the 7th and 8th grade. Students have the opportunity to get into these prestigious honor societies in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year. In 6th and 7th, they qualify for the Junior Artister and Junior Viking. And in 8th grade, they qualify for the Artister, which is their senior award, and also the Viking, which is another senior award. We also have a year, we look at long-term here at IS7, not just, well, this is what you did this year, this is what you did this year. We have a particular award that's provided to, that is offered to our 8th grade students. It's called Maroon Key. Currently, the 8th grade right now has put in 3 years of service, and if they fulfill that requirement, they will qualify for the Maroon Key. So they're showing not just that they did it for 1 year, but they did it for the series of years that they were here at IS7. And it's a very prestigious award in their eyes. It's a great thing that the high schools look at. Yes, parents, you are one step into high school. We are here to provide support for them and prepare them for high school. We will be making them college and career ready here at IS7. Okay? And a little bit of the ins and outs that it is that there is a minimum average for the Artister, which is 92, and that means that there is service inside and outside the school. So it's not just in academics, it's a matter that they have to provide in-school service and outside school service. And with that, go into the March and Dimes walk, stuff of that nature. I know we're bombarding you with a lot of information. We will go into detail with that. All students will be informed. We have assemblies. We go through them and we walk them through that process. Okay? And for the Vikings, if you earn 10 merits and you have a high level of behavior, E-conduct or S-conduct or E-conduct, you will receive that. But like I said, you can go into our parent guide, you can go the ins and outs and see that criteria for those particular ones. And also service inside and outside the school. In the articulation packet that you got, that your sons and daughters received, if they didn't receive it, please reach out to the parent coordinator in your particular school. Extra ones were provided for them, so please make sure that you get them. It's an important part. It is the survey, which is due to your elementary school by February 7th. The immunization, that is the Tdap vaccination when your students turn 11. And I put that in red because it is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Obviously, getting the vaccinations, it is very, very important that if they are turning 11, they need to have that Tdap shot. And there needs to be documentation sent into the school. After a particular date, if the vaccination is not, if the documentation is not brought in, we don't want to have to be into an uncomfortable situation of isolating your child and reaching out to you. We don't want that. So bring that Tdap in right away. Put that in your iPhone or calendars or whatever it is, just to get it in and you know, not to make it an issue or not to make any concerns. In years past, it hasn't been because we've reached out with school messengers, we've reached out with emails, with on the website. So please keep that in the back of your mind. We don't want to have to, you know, contact you. Please, you know, take the proactive approach and giving it to us. Bus stop, also in the survey packet, in the articulation packet is the bus stop information. Keep the stop and slot information for September, maybe just jotting it down, putting it in a notebook. Be on the bus stop the first day approximately 6:45, maybe shooting for that 6:30 time, just for the first few days, getting into that routine with the bus driver to see what time it is, just to make sure. You don't want to have to, you know, you want them to get into that routine the first day, you know, not having, you know, oh, we missed the bus, let's get up to IS-7, and we, you know, we get in the car and go. Let's try to get that with there, okay? And communication package is also where in other schools and in the elementary schools, everyone gets a phone message. Everyone gets an email. Everyone that at IS-7 we individualize the communication package, and that's actually in the survey. So if you're a person who doesn't want to be bothered with the phone blast that we send out, you know, notifying if there's a school spirit day or if there's something. Say you just want a text message. On that survey, you check that, we gather the information and we put it into our system and it will go individually to those particular parents. So if you want everything, which I would be a parent who would want everything, email, phone, text message, you know, smoke signals, everything, I would be that I would want that, so, you know, you can have that. But if you're a person that doesn't want to be, you know, bothered with all of that bombardment of, and I see some of my parents laughing because at 5 o'clock they know they're going to get a phone message from me. I see that already. But with that, if you're not interested in getting that phone message, just email, individualize it to you guys, and we'll gather that data and get it for you. Okay? And the articulation process has started in 4th grade. Majority of the feeder schools came to IS-7, saw our dress rehearsal for our spring musical, and they actually came during Christmas time, during the holiday season, and they actually saw the our articulation holiday concert, where they saw snapshots of our arts and tech program that we have. Mr. DeFiglia did a piece on his commercials that he does. Ms. Delarue did a slide presentation of the art that she does in her class, and we had chorus, band, all of the arts and tech, just to give them a little taste of what it is to guide that survey, to put that, you know, to actually have the information for the survey. The student open house is coming up on March 27th, and it's at 4 p.m. This is one of the next steps that is an optional thing, but we highly encourage all the feeder schools to come. Parents are not permitted in the building. You will drop the students off. We have all the 6th grade staff and various IS-7 staff members that will be throughout the building. We have a choreographed event for the students. We will come in. They will all sit in the auditorium. We'll introduce ourselves. We'll go around, and throughout the hour, they will go on a scavenger hunt throughout the building where they're going to know the ins and outs. And we'll come back. We will go over the cafeteria procedure with them for a little bit. Just a little snapshot for them to get familiar with the building, so when they walk in day one, they're not, you know, they're not bombarded totally with that wide-eyed, nervous look. Is it going to happen? Yes, but we want to make sure that that there's just a little familiarity with that. Also, we do have a buddy day that is offered. So speaking out to your feeder schools, if you are interested to speak to the parent coordinators and assistant principals at your feeder schools. Okay. So we did go the rundown. January 2014, the feeder schools, we had a visit. Parent Articulation, which is now February. That is the time that we get all those surveys in. And Buddy Day is in March, and also the student open house. Summer reading, we expect students to continue. We don't want them to forget everything that they learned in 5th grade, because we actually spoke to the coaches and to the academic coaches, to the assistant principals during the principal articulation that we have. We actually had the principals and assistant principals come in, and we spoke to them. We looked at our data in our 6th grade, math and language arts, and we saw that we scored lower because, not of anything of our doing, but because of the May and June lessons and standards that we saw that weren't reinforced in the elementary school. So we spoke to them and we encouraged them. They welcomed the idea. So in May and June, really know that your sons and daughters will be doing junior high school work, and actually they're going to be doing they'll be doing some foundational work that will be for their first task, that will be for language arts, and a majority of the math topics that will be done in May and June will be literally hitting the ground running when they come into 6th grade. All right, so very, very important. So we have, as you probably know, we have a very good communication with our feeder schools, and we want to share that data because in the end of the day, we want to make sure that your sons and daughters are the ones that benefit. Okay. We also do have registering for lunchmoney.com. Lunch Money, we have a cashless system at IS7. I know that is a trend throughout the feeder schools, but it is something that if you would like to put it onto this particular website, you would sign up. There is also an ATM kiosk that is at the door of the kitchen, and they can put money into it, and it actually goes onto their account. At this point, this is a great thing because now that they don't have negative balances, but with that negative balance you are aware, because if there is a lower balance on their accounts, you're automatically shot an email from this website or this company, this POS system, and you're aware of it. So if it needs to be put in, you're good to go. So you can set it up in that manner. It's a very, very useful system, and we do see an increase of students going into our kitchen and eating the hot lunch. Okay? And you can see that it's mylunchmoney.com. If you want to go onto our IS7 website, which is www.is7vikings.org, just Google IS7 and you'll see you can go on the first hit. And that's actually on our website, a link to that particular website. Students should learn streets around the home and the school. Just memorize the slide, maybe doing a run-through. We said this in our high school information meeting. We said that if they were going to a school outside of Staten Island, maybe doing a walkthrough, going to the ferry, going to the train, and seeing how long it takes, just getting them used to it with you. So maybe even doing a quick run through. This is the bus stop that you'll go, you'll time it maybe, you can drive them to the school, and you'll go from there. All right? So just getting them familiar with what it is, their familiar surrounding areas. Okay? And we also do offer, I'm not aware of it, but with the feeder schools, but we actually do have another one-stop shop where we actually surveyed and we got the information from all of the student subject teachers. And if you're interested in purchasing the school supplies via the IS7 website, there is a link, and it's called First Day School Supplies. And you click on IS7, and with that, the entire package is sent to you. You don't even need to look at it because our teachers put in the information that they need for those particular products that it is. So if math needs a yellow folder and a notebook, it's already into that package. So if you're interested in doing it and actually looking at the numbers, we went to Staples and we went on the website, we added it up. It's a great discount for that. So it's a wonderful thing, and it's also a fundraiser for the school. Cursive writing. This is a requirement here at IS7. We saved this one for last, but we wanted to make sure that you were aware of this. Cursive writing is a thing that we look at very highly here. We feel that the thought to paper ratio is a lot faster. The process is a lot faster, and we feel that we're seeing great success with it. We are not just going to, once again, throw your sons and daughters into the mix. If they've never done script, we're going to be providing support for them over the summer. We're going to be giving them script exercise books. It is something for them to use, something for them to exercise their cursive writing skills, to improve it, and to get them into the mix with that. And obviously, the ARIS system is right now. It is currently up. We see that it is phasing out, but please make sure that there is, as of right now, there is accuracy on that ARIS website, and student program cards, class assignments, that everything will be distributed the first day. In ARIS, in years past, there has been classes that were put up on particular programs. With that, class assignments will be given the first day of school. So we've had people call and say, well, my child's in 605, or my child's in 704. That could be today. But the programmers are working day in and day out, making sure that it is making adjustments every little second of the summer. So it might be that particular class then, but we are making official classes the first day of school. They will know the first day of school. Okay? And with that, we thank you very much. We're going to open the floor to questions. Anyone have questions? We asked that it would be pertaining to the group rather than anything individual.
Can I just say one thing quick? This is overwhelming.
It is, we know.
So much information. It's all going to be on the website. It's all in the parent guide. The most important thing for you to know, they're going to be safe. They're going to be happy. You're more scared than they are. Within a day, they're running the place in 6th grade. So
yes.
Be confident. They're going to be great. Feel at ease. They're home. They walk in these doors, they're home, they're ours, we're not going to let anything happen to them. Now questions.
Yes, now questions. Yes.
I know you said there's constantly volatile classes. What are you looking at in terms of, the incoming class size? And how many students in each class?
It's all driven by the budget. So there's 33 children in a class, in a general ed class.
The maximum amount of students, yes. This one? Yes.
Now, the TAP shot, if they're 10 now and they're not going to be 11 until October, they can still start in September and then schedule them.
Yes, they can. That's a very good question regarding the TDAP. So if they're turning 11 in October, in that case, yes, then you bring it in October and just make sure that it's before the birthday so that we're in compliance and that there's no isolation of students.
Because they can't come.
They can't come to school. It's yes, coming to school in September. Yes. Yes. The doctor usually gives documentation. It's usually a printout of some sort, a script of some sort. Yeah. Any other? Yes.
You don't really get to arrange that. The elementary school picks 2 children, and they send them here, and then those 2 children go back and report to their class. So the elementary school actually picks the 2 kids.
Yes.
What is your policy on cell phones?
Zero tolerance for cell phones. If they are out, they will be confiscated. We have a protocol that we do follow where parents do pick them up really every other Monday. With that, we're not looking after the phone.
We have to follow Chance's regulations, so there's no cell phones. We're not going in kids' bags looking for cell phones. We're not going in their pockets. If they're taking it out, if they're texting, it's going to be taken away. If there's any kind of discipline issue where they're Instagramming, it's going to be taken away. You're going to have to come up and get it. We don't look for it.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't clear. Is the dress code definitely happening?
No.
Okay. When will we know?
As soon as we know. We're trying to get into interest. We
So
don't want to put something out that's not going to work.
So that information that you're doing on those surveys, there's actually a blue little box that's out on the welcome table. Please fill it. We encourage you to fill it out. We want to get that information because we're in the beginning stages of it. Okay? Any other questions? Yes?
Our child is 5 or 4, and I think I'm going to policy for the first day of school. I know in elementary, I have to go up the first day and meet the teacher. Do I have to do the same?
coming up, definitely it's to your comfort level. The policy that we do have is that the first day the school nurses are already working with that, putting that in, inputting it into the computers. The more information that we know, the better. They'll be speaking to me on their end, but I like the communication from the parents and guardians, matter of so that I can brief the teachers even more. With that, as of this year, all of our teachers in the staff were actually EpiPen trained, so we're aware of that. And there are many cases that are aware of it, and it is extremely tracked. And we do have peanut-free tables, and depending on whatever classification it would be for the EpiPen, but there are peanut-free tables, and we have to say the students do look out for each other on that end, and it's a good thing.
The more information you give us,
Yes.
the better, but you don't have to come up.
Yeah.
Because you won't get to talk to anybody the first day. It's too much going on.
Provide EpiPen and Benadryl, medicine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but you probably won't be able to talk to teachers. You'll talk to one staff
Yeah.
member.
No.
Yep. The nurse, yep.
Provide medicine.
Yes.
Yes.
Does administration communicate by email as well?
Yeah, reaching out to the teachers obviously is the first line of defense.
No, do you mean like say you wanted to talk to Mr. Partiglione? No, you have to.
No, you would reach out to our extensions on phone, yes. Mhm.
We feel a lot gets lost in the email. Sometimes with the
Absolutely,
phone and
yeah.
things, so we'd rather have a conversation.
Anyone else? Oh, yes.
How about like the bus? If in the morning you plan to drop your summer zero or instead of taking the bus, is that okay?
Yeah, sixth grade is where? Sixth grade is in the front?
Sixth grade is dropped off in the front. 6 and 8, and it's we do have a stop and drop policy where we will be giving information, sent out a school messenger or a text message with that information. But the 6th and 8th grade are dropped off from the front. The 7th grade are dropped off in the back, and that's just to disperse congestion. Please also be aware of that there are, we do have multiple crossing guards. We do have in the first couple of days, we have PTA representatives that are out there to support us, assisting. And the no U-turn policy, that's New York City wide, we do encourage, and we're constantly reminding, we want to make sure that it's a safe environment for that student intake. Okay.
Also, make sure over the summer, wherever the child's stop is, you take them there. And you show them where the bus is going to drop them off and how they're actually going to get home, because on the first day, if they need to know, even to articulate to us, my stop when I go home, because we give them slot numbers, and then they're like, I live here, and some of them, they don't even remember what address they are. So even if it's written on a piece of paper that they know what stop they're on, we know what stop they're on, but sometimes they come in and they get very confused on the first day of school. I don't know if I'm stop 19, if I'm stop 18, like Mr. B said. We walk them around the school and we say starts 1 and it goes around the perimeter of the school. This is 2, 3, 4, and the teachers actually walk them to the bus and they say, whoever's on slot 1, go on here, but sometimes they get confused. So just make sure over the summer you really press that if there's a Drumgoole and Amboy, whatever the stop is, that's what their stop is. Have them really know what it is.
Because when we're asking your sons and daughters if there is a problem or there is a concern, and we want to know that information right away, the first thing that we're asking them is, what's your slot, what's your cross street, so that we have that information and we can get there and we can get them on the bus right away, on the right bus right away and stuff. Okay. Also, another thing that wasn't addressed was during the extended day program. There is bus service. There is a smaller amount of bus service, but everyone who is mandated for the bus that qualifies for that will receive busing. Okay. Yes? I'm sorry? As for right now, Mr. Rembo, you want to speak to that? If the bus stops that are on that sheet, those are the only bus stops as of right now?
Yes.
Yes, okay, yes.
For extended day, there will be like a listing of drop off,
Yes, it's going to be the same one.
Right.
Yeah.
but different times.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to let you go. If a couple of you want to stay and have a couple more questions, we'll stay and answer questions. But this way, everybody else can